go? How am I looking? Am I decent?
You look great.
I once did a whole interview with Moleskine, and I had shit in my beard, and they didn't tell me. And then they asked me to retweet all their stuff, and there was shit in my beard. I was like, I'm not retweeting that.
Your beard? Post-production. That's what post-production's for.
Nice and
Oh yes, incredible! It's like wiggling. It's terrible.
Well, the end of a long journey for you. The end of Transformers, but a bucket list project.
100%.
And so, are you able to? I mean, because you're so close to the end, are you able to look back on it yet, or do you think it's going to take a little time before you can look back and appreciate it?
I don't know if I'll really sink in until like I read the trade paperback of my last issue, or the last Arc 4, so the fourth trade. I find that's when I digest things the most with my work, is when they're fully collected and I can read them all the way through. I won't lie, when the comps come in, a lot of times I miss them. My wife puts them in storage before I even open them. But I always try and make a point to read my trade paperbacks and see how it reads all together. And that's sometimes when I get the feelings. Because even now, I've been finished writing Transformers for a while, but I haven't really digested it yet. So it'll happen soon. Ask me in a few months. Yeah.
So, as a long-time Transformers fan, I can tell you definitely love Transformers.
Yes.
And I'll ask a further question about that. But it also seems like you hate Transformers because you kill a lot of them.
That's true.
Talk to me about that, and I don't know if you were like shaped by that movie or Prime died or what, but it seems like there's a lot of like moments like from the first page almost from like, what is going on with the series?
Oh, 100%.
And were you announcing something with that?
I'll say this. I said it in a panel, but the 86 movie, Tone Bible, and Wheeljack, like just brutally just dropped onto the floor, his dead body, no goodbye, nothing. And it's not like I was like celebrating that in the comics, but I wanted a little bit of that vibe. And also, just kind of really raised the stakes. And with Bumblebee specifically...
Yeah, I didn't want to spoil it. That's what it was.
No, it's all good. I really don't like it when I watch movies or television shows especially, where like characters kind of like dance around something, or the editing or the way the story envelops. It's like the creators are kind of playing with the fact that they could do something bad. I'll call it out specifically. When a Homelander has the like fantasy of burning down all the people in front of the podium, and you find out it wasn't actually real. Like in
the fantasy sequence.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, I'm done with this. It's just come on, let's go. So
was there something about Bumblebee in particular?
No, it's just like, what would Starscream do? Who would be the closest Autobot next to him? Boom. That's what he would do. Full stop. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's kind of how I like writing. So, yeah.
Every review, I think I've called the comic brutal. Like it's a hell of a hit.
Thank you.
When writing it, like, have you thought about like the people who were watching the cartoon when it first came out? Like, they're in their 30s and 40s now. I mean, did you think that the audience is going to be mature and older, and this isn't necessarily for kids?
The only thing that I was thinking about when it came to the audience was making sure that we had a good on-ramp for everyone to be able to enjoy the story with issue 1. Other than that, I can honestly say I did not think about anybody else except the story that I wanted. It was like horse blinders, because it's just like I just knew the story that I wanted to tell. I knew the vibe, I knew the tone, I knew what I wanted it to look like. I just knew it was going to be awesome. Like, I was very confident, and my confidence can definitely be shaken. And I've definitely had some long nights of the soul, wondering if this book is any good. But I don't think about the market or who might be reading it, who might not. I'm just making something that I hope is special and that I believe in, and hopefully that'll translate to people getting excited about it.
One of the images that always stuck out to me from this run was, for a while, Optimus had Megatron's cannon. Was that always part of the plan?
No. I had Optimus having multiple different arms. There were a bunch of different ideas, some that Hasbro liked more than others, some that they did not like at all.
Can you spoil on what those are going to be?
One was, yeah, sure. Thunder, no, Skywarp's head on a chain, like connected to his arm.
I don't know why Hasbro wouldn't sign off on that.
I know, Hasbro was like, it's a little dark, and I was like, really? Okay. And I had actually drawn, this is a repeat of the panel, but I'll say it again. So I was workshopping different things that might fly, and I had drawn Optimus with a Megatron cannon, being like, I wonder, no, there's no way they'd say yes to this. And it was like Sean Makowitz actually pitched to me a few months later, what about the Megatron cannon arm? And I was like, I would say yes to that, and we got it through. So it actually worked out. It was kind of like the Bumblebee thing, where Hasbro just kind of really had the vibe that they wanted, and everything just kind of fit together. Very simpatico. So
They don't like you throwing people off. Hasbro.
not really, no. They've been pretty chill about any sort of deaths. I think they know it's comics too. So nobody gets revived in my story, but I can't speak to what will happen in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it really is kind of a more complicated story, let's say,
Sure.
Than you would get in the cartoons, and maybe for a different artist could be. In the cartoons, all the Autobots all get along. That's not necessarily the case. Is that fun for you to have even people on the same team that are kind of going at each other at times?
It is. I just, depth of storytelling, getting to go a little deeper than maybe the show would allow. And yeah, like, I wasn't really thinking about it, but for myself as a fan, I know that I don't really want to watch the TV show. I don't really get anything from it now, except for the designs and the nostalgia. But I do want to see these characters that I love in new circumstances that kind of not challenge me as an individual, but that I can get excited about. So this comic was kind of the goal of that, And I do still deeply appreciate the movie, the '86 movie. It feels darker. It feels, whether it was from cold capitalist must dump one line of toys for the next. I don't know, it just works for me. I think I'm going to probably rent out a theater and invite my friends to watch it as a celebration for my last issue. Oh, it's going to be fun. A lot of pizza.
One of the weird things about the original cartoon was that you had the first episode, they're on the ship, there's 6.
Yep.
And then every once in a while, new people are showing up.
Sure.
Where'd you come from? And you seem to have come up with some great ways of getting around that.
Sure.
So describe how you came up with that, because there's the original, how you come around, and then some other people come in.
Yeah, it was just a lot of that actually was Robert's idea. The whole cast that we would be using was on the Ark.
But they weren't there yet because you had to repair them, so it wasn't so obvious who was around.
Exactly.
That's what I liked.
So I remember specifically there was a note. I think it's in issue 2 where they're working on somebody's body. Maybe it was Wheeljack or something, and there's a pile of bodies, and I had to make them less recognizable so we could really be free. And of course, then there was the Beachcomber storyline, which was really fun. Somebody getting tossed off the Ark on its way to Earth. That was a blast. Just finding different ways, fun ways to kind of introduce different characters and make it a surprise.
I thought it was really cool, so kudos.
Thank you very much.
So one of the interesting kind of going with that is you seem to address a lot of the holes in the cartoon.
Oh, sure.
The fact that they are energy, they don't have the power to do what they want.
Yeah.
It's not unlimited. Was that something that you really thought about? It always irritated me watching the cartoon, but you seem to have addressed it really well.
Yeah, because the energy is kind of the MacGuffin.
Right.
Energon is the MacGuffin that kind of drives things forward. Everybody kind of wants it. And it's a great story excuse to be we can't do that. We don't have enough Energon. So just logistically, as a vessel for storytelling, that was just really great, and I was very thankful for that. And also, Energon is such a huge part of the Transformers lore anyway. It's very readily accepted. I don't have Energon. That sentence is accepted universally by comic book fans across the world, and it just helps me tell the stories I want to tell in a more efficient way, and just great for making fight scenes. So.
I love that you kind of layered in Megatron's appearance. He doesn't show up and kind of, as this skeleton comes in, he's, kind of, wrecked from Western Code Commander. So was that always the plan, or did you want to use him earlier on?
The plan was to push Megatron's appearance as far away from the beginning as possible. I don't know if maybe it was Arc 2, maybe he was going to show up, maybe originally, but just the way the story evolved, it just really worked for him to show up when he did at the end of Arc 3, right? Yes.
Yeah, Arcturus.
Yes. So that was pretty organic, and it was kind of just figuring things out as we went. But it was before I even started. Skybound was like, we really would like Megatron to not be here at all.
Oh, they didn't want him either.
No.
To let other characters grow, or because Megatron fatigue, or what's going on?
Oh, not Megatron fatigue. I think it was just one of those things where it's like, hey, it's like an era of mystery, where it's like culturally and contextually, everybody's thinking, where is Megatron? And just like building the tension from that. It was really cool. A great idea. Once I heard that, I was like, 100%. I love it. I was bummed I didn't get to draw Megatron a ton. But that's a small price to pay for what I feel is an incredible payoff, and especially coming up at the end of Arc 4.
We got a 2-issue version of Starscream. He was always the character of the cartoon. He was so whiny, you just loved to hate him. But you kind of made him sympathetic. Like, I kind of felt bad for him, you know, when he went through whatever. I had so much fun with building that.
That was awesome. And I didn't really want to redeem Starscream. I just kind of wanted to explain where he came from and kind of hinting at maybe some sort of otherworldly power that Megatron has when it comes to that gun mode and choosing Starscream as that vessel. So it did multiple things at once, and I'm really happy with how it came out. Yeah. Thank you.
Kind of, well, I don't know if it was your answer or the answer of the panelists, but it was discussed. Is there a character that you just couldn't get in that you really wanted to?
Grimlock, the Dinobots.
Is that your answer?
That is officially my answer, actually.
Because everyone in the audience is like, we want the Dinobots.
I know. I cannot speak to the Dinobots showing up. I've talked with Robert a little bit about what's coming after, because we've had to kind of do the handoff. But as far as I know, no Dinobots yet. It's coming. I'm sure it's coming. I wanted to put them in, but I was given the yellow light, which makes a lot of sense. And so, I don't know. But I will be reading and actively awaiting Grimlock. And I'm going to be doing covers for a while, and the goal is to stay on Transformers covers as long as I get to draw Grimlock.
So if they keep pushing it out, they'll get more covers.
Yeah, maybe. I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but here we are. I'll never say never. Never say never.
So there's been an interesting shift in some of the characters, right? The Optimus, we kind of get hints that he was much more brash when he was younger.
Sure, yeah.
Alita is cold-blooded.
Yeah.
And then you got Ultra Magnus, who's straight up PTSD.
Yeah.
How much did you want to go in and change up characters and explore different aspects of it?
I was just kind of trying to place the characters in different situations and see how they react differently. Being tortured for 200 years has got to mess with your mind a little bit. Poor Ultra Magnus. Sorry, bro. Alita's been stuck fighting a guerrilla war for however many years without Optimus, feeling abandoned. And Optimus is torn between this new place that he loves and his old home and trying to make everybody happy at the same time, which is virtually impossible. And but he has this like drive and vision and like desire to still care for every single thing around him to the point where it's impossible, seemingly impossible. So some would say naive. I don't think I would say that, but other characters would, and it just makes this great tension amongst all Autobots, kind of like you're saying. So just a blast to write, and honestly, all those the things I all kind of mentioned, except for Ultra Magnus getting tortured, they're all kind of in the Transformers, like, not lore, but there's been so many iterations of the characters, so many different comics, TV shows, animated, movies, whatever. I'm just kind of pulling from the air, almost, when it comes to the Transformers contexts. And it really is a great way to tell stories because people have an expectation and allows me to either run with what people expect or maybe run counter to it as well. So, same thing happened with Thundercracker, from the IDW days. And I was something that I really loved about the character. And I was like, I don't know if I need to do anything different here. It just really fit with the story I was telling, and I'm happy it came through that way.
I love Jorge Corona's art.
Yeah, it's so good.
How do you come on the book, and how did that switch hands? How did you have that switch from writing and drawing to just writing?
Yeah, I mean, Skybound was the one that did the official green light on Jorge, which I was super excited about because I loved his work, and he's of course knocked it out of the water, just as you said, knocked it out of the park.
Or the water. I mean,
I'm thinking about. You got me thinking about Shockwave and torturing Ultra Magnus, which happens in everything happens kind of in the Pacific Ocean. Anyway, it was tough at first because I was having to write basically the end of Arc 1 and be outlining Arc 2, and then before I was done with the art of Arc 1, I was having to write Arc 2, so things were like really coming down the pipe all at the same time. So, I did my very best with issue 7. Jorge came along and just hit a grand slam, and he's so easy to work with. He's amazing. We just got the inks for issue 24. They are blow away. They're just so good. It's all so good, man. And Mike Spicer too, just with on my lines and Jorge's, just elevating every single thing. It's so bright, so vibrant, so much fun. Love it.
Yeah, Jorge does that thing with the ink splatter. We're talking about machines fighting with stuff.
Yeah, totally.
It works perfectly. So, making that transition, bringing someone else on, it's always a challenge, but was it easier vibing with somebody? I mean, creating comics is already kind of a solo thing when you're writing and drawing. Now you have a collaborator to talk the story and story beats and plot. So, did you enjoy it more? Is it different?
I would say it's different. I'd say maybe my scripts are a little more detailed than when I draw them. I draw pretty much full scripts I write pretty much full scripts for myself when I'm drawing something. So it wasn't too big of a difference. Every once in a while, I would make like a little map, on the Pacific Ocean when that big battle was happening. I was like, Optimus Prime's here, and Ultra Magnus is over here, and the portal's right here, and literally just drawing it out for Jorge. And if there was something that I really specifically wanted, I'm thinking now of the end of the moon sequence with Beachcomber, where we show time passing by the panels getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. That was my idea, and I actually sketched that into the script and followed it to the letter. And there's been a few times where he's like, hey, I had this other idea, and what do you think? And we've gone back and forth a few times, and it's just been amazing. He's just really good at storytelling. He's really cinematic, and he gets it. I don't need to explain things to him. So he just makes my life very easy, which I'm very thankful for. Thank you, Jorge.
Transformers is part of the Energon universe.
Sure.
And when you read it, you kind of see how they start connecting even more on. How do you make sure your titles interact, kind of flow together, crossover stuff, where you get the details, how you work this guy in here, what's going on with that?
The only mandate that I had to do was put Duke in issue 2.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, which I was really happy to do because I was just like, this would be a fun little shout out, which doesn't get in the way of the story. So that was really fun, but honestly, except for the Duke scene, I was just kind of left to my own devices, I think Skybound's done a really good job of kind of having these 3 different titles go in their own direction, and eventually they are going to more severely interact, but I think Robert was very smart in just kind of wanting a Transformers title that really carried on by itself for a long time in a way that doesn't need any other support or anything, so super exciting, and I had a great time. I didn't really have to do much, is what I'm saying. My job was easy. Yeah.
So one thing that has stood out to me is, from the cartoon, I always got the feel that Optimus was just the ultimate leader, right? Just no one questioned him. And in yours, you've got a lot of people questioning him. You got Cliffjumper early being like, why?
Yeah.
You've got Alita.
Ratchet too.
Ratchet, everyone has questioned him.
Yeah.
Was that kind of important to maybe bring him down a peg and maybe ground him a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. I was taking, Megatron, Optimus Prime has this kind of, I was kind of talking about before, almost a naivete. I was trying to push that to the test and see just how far it can get stretched before something blows up in his face or someone else's. So it was definitely intentional, and I'm glad you picked up on it. All right, last one. All good.
Favorite scene to write?
Favorite scene to write?
Yeah, favorite scene to write and or draw.
I think issue 23 and issue 24, I really had a good time. By that time, I was kind of really almost on the off-ramp. You're sliding down the slide. The work's been done, and you just roll into the finish line. That felt really good. I'm really excited about 24, but I am so proud of 23. This is going to be the 2 best ending issues you've ever read. I think I'm pumped.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.